I think this is the Cheeks and Geeks podcast.
This might be.
Last time we couldn't remember the name. Yeah. How's your week been? How are you doing?
I don't know. This is a terrible segue. You know what? Let's just go with you. How are you, Jesse?
Okay, me. Okay. I'm good. It feels weird because I feel like I'm barely streaming right now because I don't have my weekends. And then this week I'm only streaming 3 days because I'm going out of town Friday, Saturday.
You're streaming today.
Be back on Sunday. Yeah, I'm streaming today. I'm gonna try to start earlier, but you know what? It's okay because I feel like I guess I'm streaming a little bit, and I'll try to get back into my long streams when I can. But I'm enjoying life, you know. Yeah, my friend's in town right now, and she's gonna be in town for a few weeks. But she also has like family here and plans, so she's not gonna spend the whole time with me. But I got to spend this weekend with her, and that was a lot of fun. And she's been on my stream before. She's Sam, or as people call her, the blonde girl or whatever. But we've been friends since high school. She's like my only friend since high school, and yeah, it's been really great getting to see her. And it was my other friend's birthday yesterday, so we were out partying it up. You know, it's weird because I feel like I've been like the grandma for so long. Like when people want to go out, I never want to go out, and I just want to sit home and game. And when I do go out, I'm like, sometimes I'm not drinking at the time because I take breaks, or just for whatever reason, I'm always just like meh. But I feel like I used to be more of like, I used to be able to have more fun. I feel like I'm kind of getting that part of me back, which I like. You know, I mean, it's not best to be a party or anything, but I'm just having more fun, and it's nice. It's nice to, because I thought that part of me was gone forever.
I mean,
and I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think
it's still there.
You take more time in between each party, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's for reasons. Like, if we're just like a random Saturday, I'm like, no. But if it's for someone's birthday or someone's in town, or like we're at, you know, when we went to Miami, it's like, you know, those are like good reasons to do it. Yeah. Whereas when it's just a random day and like, let's go to the bars, I'm like, no, I'm okay.
Right.
You know?
I mean, it depends, because if it's like with a friend, you could go to the bar and just have like a...
Yeah, I could have a couple drinks, but I just mean like, I know what you
mean.
Just depends.
Like having the fun.
I'm talking about
kind of thing. Well, I guess fun isn't.
You know, like the dancing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's like chill, like dinner and drinks, or like, you know, just like a couple drinks.
Yeah, I've never.
But I mean, like,
done like,
you know,
let's get hammered and go party on the dance floor type of thing. I've always been the reserved type where I just literally live in my room. Or like if I go to a bar, I just drink. And obviously, like, it's a different aspect for guys, I guess, but. I've even seen my guy friends just go do it, and I'm like, I am extremely embarrassed. I don't know if I could do that. Like,
yeah, we didn't end up, or I didn't end up dancing because we did leave earlier than the main group last night. So I don't think they ended up dancing. I know she wanted to, but the places we went to at first didn't have any dancing. That's one of the only things I remember. Because my friend was like, "Oh yeah, we were dancing with this other friend of ours." Like he was dancing with us, and I was like, "I don't remember dancing with him." Right. And I'm like, oh, whatever. It's just like a blur. Not like I completely was like, don't remember. It was just kind of like,
had so much fun.
It all kind of blends together, yeah. But yeah. So I've been good. I don't know. That's basically all. Works fine. I've been dealing with like some anxiety, but not really about like streaming, just other stuff, which has kind of been nice because then it's like I have no energy to be anxious about streaming.
Right.
It's like, no, I have other things to worry about. Streaming's just going to be where I have fun.
Your full focus of anxiety is on other things.
Yeah.
I feel like the more you put time into stuff too, the whole aspect of like energy and stress energy you're putting into it. So since you're streaming less, you have less time to allot that energy when you're working and doing other things more often.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, but...
And it's like, because I don't have that much time to stream, it's like when I do, I'm like, I'm just going to have fun. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to just spend these few hours just having fun, and that's all. Like, everything else that I stress about doesn't matter. But I did, I can say this because it's going to be her birthday by the time this comes out, but I did finish that drawing for Pup for her birthday.
I love it. It's
and
so cute.
That was fun to do some art. And I was like, I have like all these things I need to do, and I was like on my list, and I was like thinking it was going to be late, and then I literally finished it in 1 hour. By the time I had worked on it for a few hours the night before. I scrapped my entire drawing because it was terrible. And then the next day I completely changed how I was doing it, and I finished it in an hour. So that was nice. to get that done. And I'm just really liking doing art. I need to, like, that's why doing these drawings with friends, it, like, people might make it seem like I'm putting pressure on myself, but it gives me reason to put pressure on myself and to, like, spend time doing art. Because I have so many things I need to do that I would not do it. But if I tell myself, nope, I have to do this for my friend, it gives me reason
Sure, yeah.
to do
Gives you
art,
reason to
and I
practice.
love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and I love it, and I'm enjoying it. So that's why I do it. Even if, and I know at the end of the day, it's for friends, so there's not really like a timeline. It's not that much pressure. It's not like I'm being paid. So yeah, I mean that kind of was my week.
I am doing pretty well. I've been dealing with like one thing a day. It's so funny. Like, last week I've been feeling like terrible. I told you about my terrible sleep and everything like that.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's gotten better, I would say. It hasn't been getting greater, but I stopped taking the medication I was taking and I swapped over to this new stuff, which has been really helpful because I take it instead like at 5 o'clock instead of right before bedtime, which I go to bed super late compared to people. So taking this is before my stream and everything like that, and I get like restless when it comes to streaming because there's that like built up pressure that I put on myself and like that let's do this, we have to do this, you have to be great, you have to be amazing, and then right when I start stream, I'm just like something happens with the medication. It's only been 2 days that I've had the medication, but right before stream, I'm just like, whatever, like have a good time, worry about it later, and it's felt nice.
Mm.
It almost like feels like I mellow out instead of like, mellow up. That's a terrible way to say it, but
Yeah.
like, I freak out and then like try to chill out, and instead of chilling out, I'm just like panic on the outside and chill on the outside. Now it's actually
Mhm.
chill on the outside or chill on the inside and like not panic, but like using that energy for something better than panicking. Um,
Yeah.
but other than that, I mean that's streaming specifically. So the tired work exhaustion stuff. I'm doing a Vault Hunter week this week, which by the end of this week, you guys, I'll probably be back to normal hardcore. We'll see how I feel. I mean, Vault Hunters has been so addicting. There's so much like stuff to play with,
Yeah.
and even the new mods that I'm playing with right now, which I have never touched mods. I I'm like a vanilla experience. Maybe I've touched Sky Factory once, got overwhelmed because there's so much going on in it, and then went back to vanilla going, "Whew, this is normal. I'm used to this."
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
but going to like through Vault Hunters, it's you have to unlock mods and know what mods you want. And I don't know what mods I want, but I talk to my community and I'm like, what do you guys think we should go for? And it's kind of like a collaborative effort. Um, so I
Yeah.
started getting into this mod called Drawers, and oh my gosh, it is like organization easy mode. It's actually super nice.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I know Ball Hunters is like the big thing right now. Everyone seems to be playing
Right.
it and into it.
It's super nice. I mean, I feel like as a content creator, it's something that I don't feel pressured into playing. It's actually something that I picked up before it like got all this traction. And like I was just casually playing it with Jeff, and then all of a sudden like everyone's playing it, and I'm sitting here like, oh, like I guess I stumbled across something amazing. And it was created
Yeah.
by Iskal, who is a fantastic hermit crafter and apparently a fantastic mod
Yeah.
maker. Well, him and his team made it, so I'm not gonna just credit him, but
Someone who was in my stream once, supposedly, and everyone freaked out in
I
my
do remember
chat. And
that.
then
Yeah, he,
and I was like saying his name wrong, and everyone was getting so mad. Like, oh my
it was like
god,
Iskal.
he's gonna be so upset that he said that. And people were like, no, he's not. And it was just like, I was like, you guys, can you just like shush?
And speaking of, like, if you wanted to reach out to him, see if he needed any Vault Hunter beta testers, I mean, apparently you know
Yeah,
him.
because him, yeah, apparently we're like best friends. No, after that, he's probably, I'm never watching this girl
Yeah.
again.
She pronounced my name wrong. Fuck this bitch. She doesn't even know who I am.
So I'm done. I'm done.
But other than streaming, let's get off streaming for a second. Oh my god, daily life has been hilarious but awful at the same time. From Wednesday on, I've literally woken up to something like going wrong. It's nowhere near Brittany's fault. It's just something chaotic going in the house. Um, so
Yeah.
Wednesday, there was just a bunch of stuff where Amelia like dumped water all over the place, and then Thursday, Duke like peed and pooped in the middle of the floor, which is just awful.
Oh,
And then
jeez.
Friday, which is the biggest thing, like it was all build up until Friday. Like everything was normal, right? Like, oh, spilling water or whatever, that's chaos. Brittany wanted help.
Mm-hmm.
Dog pooping, he's got problems, sure. And then yesterday,
Yeah.
or not yesterday, Friday, literally our toilet broke.
Oh,
Because
no.
our daughter is so so independent, and it's so like amazing that she has still has potty training toilets. So if she has to go, she has one in her bedroom and one in the living room, just in case, like, hey, do you have to go? Yeah. And like she can't make it to the bathroom because you know how toddlers are, they focus more on
Yeah.
playing rather than going to the potty. So having that access to it like makes it easier for her to go, yep, I have to go, I need to focus, and it kind of like, you know, lets her see it,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. Um,
Yeah.
so where she was dumping out both of those potties right into the toilet because we cleaned those out, and then she was gonna rinse it in the
Mm-hmm.
sink. Well, she dumped it out, but she must have dropped a toy in there because one of her toys got stuck in the
Oh.
toilet, and
Oh,
yeah,
God.
so I spent 2 hours Friday morning, well, Friday afternoon for me, waking up, uh, getting yelled at by Brittany to help her with the toilet, and then after 2 hours, I was just like, "Wow, okay, this was probably one of the worst
Yeah.
experiences because the toilet work is just awful." We had to tear the whole
Yeah.
thing apart, and it's not easy to tear apart a toilet. So
Yeah. That does not sound
yeah,
fun. But I feel like that's how life could be sometimes. It all comes at once.
yeah. Exactly. And like I'm taking it in stride, but I think it's stressful for the wife more. So I've always been a person of
Yeah.
um unless you overwhelm me with news, I feel like I could just take everything in stride. I'll just be like, "Yeah, whatever. Roll
Yeah.
with it."
Well, I'm always of the opinion it's just like getting like upset about stuff like that, it just adds to the
Yeah.
stress. So it's like, why not just write it out, laugh at the craziness of life, and you
There's
know.
been more stuff, but nothing as crazy as the toilet. It was just funny to see that build up. So it's overall been nice. I haven't really
Hmm.
dealt with a whole lot other than that. I feel like I'm doing pretty good
Okay,
otherwise.
that's good.
um, Work has been, or
Um,
stream has been super good lately, and um,
yeah,
I felt
it's good.
pressured to build this super sorter, and then I didn't feel pressured, and now I'm just like, I think after realizing that like I'm addicted to, you know, not hardcore, addicted to Vault Hunters, I was just like, you know what, like let's
Hmm.
take it in stride. My viewership, it's important to me because I want my viewers to be happy, but if
Hmm.
I'm doing something and I'm thinking about something else, I feel like that's just not good for me, right?
You need to do what you want to do because if you're just forcing yourself to do something, it'll
Yeah,
show, and you know, and most people would won't don't want that. So,
exactly.
yeah, for me, I'm like completely trying to. I think I have to completely rethink my whole end build.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm still like in the break. I feel like I'm trying to start it because I need to start a new project. Well, not need to, but I want to. But it's like I'm biting off a lot, and I feel like I didn't have enough brainstorming in advance to like make sure everything the logistically it's gonna
Right.
work. So I think I'm gonna like work on some other things. Since I'm not streaming that much this week anyway, so I'm like, I'll just like
Like
do some other
idea
stuff.
buddies out of commission too. Like Jeff's not feeling great, so I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have been
Well,
bouncing ideas
I
off of each other too much lately.
I've been talking to him this morning a little bit. I think I have a plan, but I want to um sit on it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I think I have an idea, but I want to like sit on it since I just thought of it this morning.
right.
Um, so
I legit wish I could like
so I
play hardcore and Vault Hunters because I have so many plans and I'm gonna put them off because I'm playing
yeah.
Vault Hunters now, and it's just like I'm
Mm.
sad.
But I mean, it's popular right now, and you're enjoying it, so it's like, why
Yeah,
not? And like, even for me, like, I feel like my hardcore world's getting put off because, like,
just life.
I haven't been streaming
Yeah,
that much. So yeah, so it's just like, and then when I do stream, it's like there's plans I have. Like, I want to try to hang out with Pup on her birthday during her 24-hour stream, and on
I was
Thursday,
gonna say spoilers,
and
but
no, she
oh,
announced
did
it
she?
on
I didn't even
Friday.
see.
And plus, this is gonna air after
Yeah,
her
I was
birthday,
gonna say
anyways.
that.
But yeah, but she announced it, and then although I don't know if I'm gonna play with her, but I told her I'd be available if she wants. And then Wednesday I might do Skyblock. So it's like today might be my only day I'll play hardcore.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see. But I could play like partial hardcore those 2 days too. But yeah. So it's just kind of like, I have so much I want to do in so little time. But I know me, like, just trust. Once I'm back for my weekend, I'll be back to my like 10-hour grind. I might do a 16-hour stream this month in June. So my charity stream.
Right.
I've like announced. I think I've announced it last time, but like I still haven't had to change the date, so I think it's pretty locked in for June 18th.
For sure.
I'll do like a charity stream. It'll be like planned probably 8 hours, and then if we hit certain like points, I'll increase it up to 16. So it'll be like a 16-hour cap.
Right.
Because yeah. It's a lot to be fun. I'm really excited. I have like so many ideas and things.
I've been doing like
I love doing
these long-term streams where it just feels like you're grinding, right? Like you're enjoying it. It's so hard for me to do compared to like some people. Like I don't know. I have my daughter and I love her to death and I want to spend as much time with her. So if I stream any later than I normally do, I feel like I'm gonna lose that time. So
yeah, no, it makes sense. I like the reason why I like long streams is because I feel like you like hit like a good stride. Because like with like, I mean, you do 6-hour streams. That's pretty good. I feel like 6 hours like almost like the perfect amount of time. Whereas during the weekday, sometimes I'm doing like 3 to 4 hour streams, and I just feel like I barely get into it,
totally
and I have to end.
Where you're just like
so
you start. And
that's why it's like, yeah, that's why when I can do the long streams, I like to, because I really feel like I get into a good groove, and like it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, the time investment.
I miss
is
them,
nice,
but it's good to take breaks. It's good to remember I have friends that I care about, that I should pay attention to sometimes.
Must be nice to have friends. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
Honestly,
look at me bragging about, I have friends, you guys.
If you didn't realize, Jessie Mama is super
not to
famous.
Brag. I have friends. Not to brag. But yeah, besides that news, so like my charity stream and then starting the hardcore with Pros. That'll probably start the week before.
I feel so bad because like this month has been a huge focus on mental health, and I never did like a charity stream or anything, and I feel.
Oh yeah, I honestly kept I don't know, like I kept seeing mental health awareness, but like I just wouldn't like register. Oh yeah, I'm a mental health.
It's like one of the months like that bring awareness to things like that. I've always felt like they're kind of like, I don't know.
I feel like they're so like
forced, right?
Yeah, I feel like corporations just take over, and that's what it just feels like to me.
Like I want to do it at my own pace.
Yeah. Well, I'm raising money in June, okay? Which is also Pride, and mine's I'm raising money for the Trevor Project, which is mental health and LGBT. So it's fine. I'm doing it, but yeah, I really like raising money for the Trevor Project because I feel like when I raise money for like that, like No Kid Hungry, was it No Kid Hungry? Like it's a great cause, but I just don't feel like it was like I'm as passionate as I am with that, with like as mental health.
Right.
So I think obviously like it's still a good cause, but it's just not something that I could feel like as personal to me. So I'm excited to get back into more mental health charities because I think it's better if you're really passionate about it, for sure.
I've been like really on the back burner of it. I've talked about this on stream a couple times, but like I think I need to lean in the fact that I am influential, and for a streamer, I have a lot of young impressionable viewers. I have older viewers too that are like some of my amazing mod team. Obviously there's you, who's like my BFF, stuff like that. So like, it's like with the politics talk we talked about last week. It's important to get your message out there, and I think that hit home more for me than anything else. So,
yeah,
I was.
Have you been kind of introducing politics?
I said it one day. I haven't really looked into it, and I think I dropped the ball on that. Have you looked into any positive news lately, or?
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm not the only one that dropped the ball. Let's go. For real though, it's nothing. nothing too terrible. I haven't really bothered with talking about politics because there hasn't been anything that's come up recently for me specifically that I've been like super into. I know
Yeah.
that Ted Cruz talked about some really stupid stuff lately, and I was just like, okay, buddy. But other than that, um, it's overall been just quiet for me. I mean, I usually find out my news from social media and or like word of mouth, and then I Google it. I don't, or not Google it, well, yeah, I Google it, but make sure I'm looking at reputable sources to find out information.
Yeah.
Um, I sound like a grandma saying that. Oh, did you do the Google there? Did you find the info? But it's important to stay active, but at the same time, my community isn't too like, I don't know. I feel like Twitch has its own feelings on stuff like that. Twitch overall, and then a lot of viewers are just trolls, or a lot of viewers don't care about politics and everything like that. So it's really a weird niche to fill for all of it, right?
Yeah, it's more just like if it comes up, you're not gonna shy
Yeah.
away. It's not like you're gonna be like, okay, today's topic is gonna be
Right.
the war in Iran. Like,
Yeah, like what was it? You do questions of the day, right? My question of the day is, what political affiliation do you align with, and why am I wrong?
why are you wrong?
Oh man, this reminds me of like our first few podcasts where all we did was bullshit. I think I like bullshitting more than just like trying to
I
jump
think
into
it's
it.
better because at least as far as I'm aware, it's like people feel like they're more like part of a conversation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like we're just talking,
Having a good time. Yeah.
um
Today's topic is all about
us chilling
shilling for money. The way our streams are, well, they're monetized in a sense, but we monetize ourselves more so than anything, right?
Yeah, it's a weird relationship for sure. It's a weird, like, money is a big aspect of streaming that I think we could talk about. I guess that could be like today's title, like money and streaming, or money and I don't know, something like that.
Hookers and blow.
Did you you're not on TikTok. TikTok is like now becoming like Twitch, I swear. Like with their live, because they were like there was like new subscription thing where like people could become your subscribers. You get access to emotes. You get this, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what? I was like, this is literally.
So.
I know YouTube has it too, but I'm just saying like YouTube is like that.
Yeah.
But like everything sounded like just like they're trying to make a live streaming platform, which they do have TikTok lives already. But
well, TikTok is kind of fucked up in its own sense. Like we could talk about, or let's start with that. Let's talk about Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, and like what they're
in Facebook,
and how like the monetary, how you get money off of it, and what we know about when it comes to things like that. Because I know TikTok does not have a monetary like platform for.
They do, but it's terrible. I heard I was actually just talking to somebody about this. The creator fund. Everyone I've heard like it's like nothing, and the money comes from like brand deals, which I think we talked about this recently about how like I feel brands are more willing though probably to want TikTokers because
it's short.
You reach more people. You reach more people.
Yeah.
Whereas like with us, it's like so I've done a sponsored stream, right? But like how often did I really talk about, and like how many people saw my stream? Like I think I said one day I did like a long stream. I had like 1,000 different people in my stream during that one day, which is crazy, not common for me. But like if I do like a 12-hour stream, it could be like that. Right. And like of those 1,000 people, like how many of them even heard me mention a brand? Like if I was doing a sponsored stream, would even hear me mention it at all? Because it's not like I'm saying it every. Whereas you can get a TikTok person do it, they get what, like 50,000 views. That's low, but let's say they get like 50,000 views, and that's all just about that one paid partnership. So it's way more, I think, for brands, more
for brands is more
valuable.
friendly because like you are pretty much dedicating a video to a brand, especially on TikTok, where it's just like, hey, there's a bounty brand, like really, or I guess I shouldn't specify a name. This non-unique toilet paper roll company can wipe away messes in an instant, and then you could show that off on a TikTok and be done in seconds, right?
Well, yeah.
Or make it a comedic sketch where people do that. I mean, there are a lot of YouTubers out there that
I've seen some really funny ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Philly TikTokers, and they're hilarious, and it's an ad, and I'm like, that this is so
Right.
funny. Like, they do because they're hilarious people, and so it's so different than us.
Yeah. We're not funny
Which
at
is kind
all.
of off topic, and we're no, we're not funny at all. But like, how I don't even know how to do like, because we're not tailoring. Like, we're just being ourselves.
Mhm.
We're not trying to. We're not doing skits. Like, a lot of people on TikTok are doing
Right.
skits, you know, so it's different.
I think that's always where I
So
fail
what
with.
that means is you and I need to start doing
Oh
skits,
my! I feel like me and you
improv.
could easily do that, but like we need to start a gamer house first, right? Like a streamer house.
Oh God, a streamer house.
We'll have a 4-year-old just running around
Mhm.
the whole time.
All our cats
Yeah.
fighting. It'll be like Derpy's Sims.
Derpy Sims, that's right. Simba just claws your eye out. Classic.
Hey, we made up. We
We
became
made up. Oh yeah,
friends.
you became friends.
The
That's right.
best is that my sim went in to date your sim and you friend zoned me.
Sorry, I am not interested.
I think we'd be better as
Yeah.
friends. It's like the greatest thing of all time. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, shilling.
Shilling, yeah. So
Okay, I wanted to.
YouTube and Facebook,
Okay, no, you
right?
go.
Also like they're better at it. Even the shorts, which is hilarious to see how like YouTube is really good at adapting new things. Even though the YouTube shorts don't pay out every content creator, they do pay out the ones that bring in a lot of views. So at least they have
Oh,
something.
really? They
Yeah.
do?
They have a creator fund for they have a specific creator fund. I don't think it's a lot of money. Or no, I think it's a good amount of
Do you
money,
have to
but
like
you have to
qualify for
qualify
it?
for it. Yeah, pretty much.
That's how TikTok is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their I think their standards are a lot less than TikTok's because TikTok is so much larger. Well, I guess not.
Well, I
Depends,
think you
but
only have to get 1,000 followers for TikTok to get into the
oh,
creator
really?
fund. That's all you
Well,
need.
I think it's like
I
a flat
think.
fund, or at least it was a flat fund for YouTube. This is like past knowledge about it. So it might be different now. I know YouTube is adapting and changing stuff, so it's better for the platforms. They just changed some stuff for live streamers, which I think my source of information, Ludwig, talked about that and how he's saying like YouTube's actually trying to do stuff for streamers versus like not screw them over and focus more so on their main stuff. Because I think YouTube is so stretched thin, right? So seeing them work so many different angles is insane. And then you have Facebook, which is a joke, and then we come back to Twitch, which I mean it focuses on live stream platforming, and I feel like they struggle against competition sometimes.
Yeah. But I just feel like the thing with Twitch that I think all these other platforms can't compete with is how old it's been in the community. Because I just feel like everything new, people just don't want to bother. And if they did, maybe it would be a better platform. But it's so like it's like that old horse idea, and it's like it doesn't want to change. But it's like, and that's what sucks is that you have all this like
Potential.
this big community, this potential, but it's just like not the best platform, you know, for discoverability. Obviously, they pay us terribly, the split, and they're trying to do it even worse.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
ridiculous.
We could go on for 10 years about the terrible decisions they make and stuff, and that could be a whole episode.
Yeah. I mean, the monetary aspect.
Put that in my
let's
notes.
Focus on the monetary aspect of it specifically.
Yeah, I don't want to focus on like the different. Yeah.
Like I don't think
I'll make a note.
We can badmouth Twitch all day, but like at the end of the day, they're
not today.
they're a company that doesn't have a lot of money compared. I know they're under Amazon, but we got to remember that like Amazon owns it, but that doesn't mean they're giving them enough money to be able to like be profitable.
Yeah. Well, they're probably just trying to make Twitch survive on its own, really.
Yeah, exactly. So
like when they I mean, I'm not a business person, but I'm sure when they acquire companies, they're not like, oh, you know, like your budget is you know what I mean? Like it's like you're still your own company, kind of.
Exactly.
Obviously, we're gonna tell you what to do.
We don't like something you do,
but you still have to. Yeah. But yeah. But anyways, one thing I wanted is just kind of like change the subject. Well, same subject. You know what I mean? You told me once, and I always think about this because I just think streaming. It's such a weird concept, and like the asking for money part of it, or not even just the asking for money, the getting money, the people giving you money, and you're just streaming, and it's so weird, and it's a hard thing for me to. I'm better than I used to be, but it used to be really hard for me to wrap my mind around it. And then you told me that the only comparable thing is like street performers.
Yeah, street performers.
And I was like, that's so true, because it's like a lot. It's like,
We're doing a song
I
and a
don't know,
dance
but I
on
always,
stream, and we're hoping somebody's willing to
yeah,
throw $5
exactly.
at us.
Yeah, basically.
Guys, look at my really cool hardcore. I mean, this is from our experience, but look at my really cool hardcore world. Do you want to give me money?
You wanna give me,
Money, please?
and and I think it's hard for us to see our value. At least me, like, to see the value in what I
agree.
do to like deserve money. But then if you really like sit back and think about it, and people will say this, oh, like it's not a real job. You're just, you're just playing games or whatever people want to say. But like the amount of time and effort, like I make okay money streaming. Like I don't make a lot, but like I make enough to like
Call it a
it's a
second
nice
job.
extra income for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, to call it a second job. And like I have always had to have two jobs, so this is kind of like taken over as my second job. But if you put in the hours I work and divide it by how much I get, it's below minimum wage. It's
Not to mention,
and
that's just streaming
that's just
hours.
our
Yeah. I
streaming.
was gonna
Yeah,
say.
that is not all the other stuff that I do. That is just streaming
Not to
hours.
mention planning out streams, editing stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, this podcast alone, like, you guys should pay us for this
Yeah.
podcast. I'm just saying. Anybody out there? You know what I'm saying?
Someone. But
Patreon down below.
And I'm not
Oh wait,
trying to
we
like.
don't have that yet. Okay.
And I'm not complaining or anything. I'm more just trying to show myself that there is value in my time that I put into this. And I do think that, like entertainment is a product. Yeah. It is
it's a huge deal, right? It's
I even think about me, like used to sit and watch TV all day. Now I sit and watch streams, you know what I mean? And I'm getting entertainment out of that. And before I used to, I still do, but you pay for like TV subscriptions, so
I think
I don't know.
if we look at the boundary of like street performers too, when we talk about stuff like that, most of them don't get paid a lot. They end up working like probably similar hours to us or more, and you don't really see them successful, which is where it's funny, because I think there's the difference between Twitch streamer and street performers is they both have their degree of success where they stop being a street performer and they start being an entertainer, right? They get live shows and stuff like that. I mean, the greatest examples, I've already dropped a couple names out there on this podcast specifically, Ludwig and XQC, even though Ludwig's on a different platform. Like they both have, they're millionaires from streaming. And like that's the point of like it becomes a second job to, all right, well, I'm literally living the life kind of thing here, where I can just laugh at a video and then someone goes, I like his laugh, I'll do this for him, kind of thing. And
yeah,
I think that's genuinely like, if you have good charisma, and that's pretty much what Twitch is about, right? Good charisma or entertaining aspects. I mean, there are some streamers that stream once a week and they get bank, but good charisma or the entertaining values is really important for streamers, because we're literally sitting out there putting a heart on the line for 6 hours, and then we're on top of having to beg for money every once in a while or do our sellouts.
yeah.
Ad revenue isn't much. For those that always like wonder how much we get for ad revenue, especially with lower viewers, like sub 100, I'll say, you don't get a lot of money.
I can tell you guys right now, this month I've made $14.
Yeah, I can look at mine. I don't remember.
I made 20 last time. It has gone up since the ad things changed.
Yeah.
But that's why I didn't do it for that. When I say it's gone up, it's I may be making like $5 or $10 more a month since I changed my ad thing. That's not why I changed it. I changed it because I've heard it's better to bring in new people. It's annoying, I know. It annoys me too when I'm in the middle of watching a stream and I'm in the middle of talking to the streamer and an ad comes up. It drives me nuts. But I also know it's just like a poison you have to swallow.
Right, yeah. It's one of those things where like, well, and I don't think ads are necessarily like bad. I feel like, who is it recently that just started putting ads? Oh, Netflix. Netflix is starting to put ads on their subscriptions, which is just absolutely awful. ads are pretty much like what we're used to at this point. Somehow people have to somehow sponsor themselves in a sense, just like we do. And in the middle of a live stream, we have to go, "Hey guys, time for our sponsored segment. Would you guys want no ads? Sub to me," kind of thing. It's one of those things where it's like,
Yeah.
we do it because we, it's important to us, but it's also important to you guys, right? As viewers to get that free content and be able to watch it. So as much as we complain about it, I think generally we focus on the negatives when it comes to ads and stuff like that, because it's annoying and it consumes our day probably daily, unless you don't go to new streams, or you aren't, unless you don't go to new streams and you're sub to everybody, or you have what, Twitch Turbo, which a lot of people do, or not a lot of people do, but
Yeah.
some people do. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I think it's good to be able to say that, you're sub to so and so. I think ads are just annoying, and I think subbing is it's the least I can do. I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to tell you to sub to people. I realize as I'm saying this, it's good for me because I feel like if I'm subbing to somebody, um, in the bedroom or not, uh, it's important for me to give them that like little bit of money that I can, and give a little bit of support,
Yeah.
because if I'm in your stream constantly and I'm not sub to you, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by not subbing to you rather than.
Yeah. It's all what's in everyone's means, because I would never want someone to feel like, like stressed about the
I
money they
agree, yeah.
spend. Yeah. So it's just like at the end of the day, like we have a lot of care for the people that are hanging with us, because at least me personally, it means a lot that people spend their time with me, because I think time is the biggest um currency, really. Um, and and I do need money. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and it's like it's kind of dumb. I have to say that, but I'm like, I do need money. Like, this isn't like sadly to survive in the world. I do need it, like to pay my bills.
Mhm.
And I hate it. Like I don't like money. I never have. Like I hate I've never like my dream is not to be rich. I was talking to my friends about this, and it's like, some people's dream is to be rich, and that's not my dream at
No.
all. Like, um, I just want enough money to pay my bills and live a little bit comfortably, maybe be able to travel, but like I don't even care about like things. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need like a nice car, huge mansion. Like, you know what I mean? Like none of that stuff matters to me
Mm-mm.
really. Um um the most like thing that I would want to like frivolously spend money on is, like I said, traveling.
Right.
Besides that, I mean, it's just to feed me, to pay my
I would
bills,
literally love to
you
have
know?
infinite money to go traveling, but everything else, I'm just like, if I can have food every day, if I have my house, I
Yeah.
would live
Yeah, I
so.
have clothes to
Is
wear.
frivolously the right
Yeah.
word? Like, or not is I don't know.
Like, you're trying to say, like, you would just be so
Yeah,
content,
like if
basically.
yeah,
But
money, I would be, no,
mhm.
because frivolous is the wrong word. That means careless. I wouldn't spend any of my
Yeah.
money at all, other than probably daily living. And like if I wanted to come visit you for a weekend, like
Mhm.
that would be the
Yeah.
fucking dream right there. Other than that,
Yeah.
like I don't care about money. We were talking about this the other night. I don't know if it was last night on stream, but popularity and
Mhm.
everything like that. I'm like, like I would love to be an influencer. I would like to see people like hear me out, and I would love to be able to be an impressionable person on the younger generation, because we have so many people out there that
Mhm.
are terrible influences. And um, I might not be the best influence, because I mean, I
Mhm.
swear a lot, and I talk about inappropriate things a ton. But at the end of the day, um, I'm a caring, yeah.
What? I thought this was a Christian Minecraft streamer.
I'm very very PG. I have never said ass once on stream.
Brands, brands. Our podcast isn't definitely based off butt
Butt
cheeks.
cheeks, yeah,
Cheeks is your facial cheeks. Get your mind out of the
yeah.
gutter.
Face cheeks. Thank you very much, Geeks. I mean, Geeks are some really nice clothing brand or something. I don't remember what they are. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, we were talking about just I would love to be able to like be a voice where people can be like, well, he has issues. He's a mental health streamer, but he lives day to day,
Yeah.
and he has that like he's able to survive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Being the face of like PTSD and stuff like that would be is something I would love to be able to, you know, I am a face of PTSD for sure. At this point, and I
Mhm.
can say that pretty contently. But overall, I just think I'd rather have that than the money. The money has never been something where I started streaming and thought, you know, I could become rich off this. No, that's the last thing I think about when it comes to streaming. I I do worry
Yeah.
about like financials in life a lot, but I mean that's just I think anybody's gonna struggle with financials unless you're a millionaire, right?
Yeah. I think for me, like I've always been like even when I was just on Instagram and just my friends and people I knew, but I would always just talk about mental health because I just wanted to like I like to break the stigma and I like to be someone who's open about it and like I'll meet someone new like literally I'll be like, oh, I have anxiety. Everyone knows,
Yeah.
like I'll tell people because I just don't like that that's like hush hush, you
Mhm.
know? So I'd rather just be open about it and because I feel like it does help other
That you're like
people.
opening
And
like intro to
so
people like hi,
yeah,
like they're introducing you between two friends like hey, this is
Jessica.
Jessica and this is Matt and you're like, "Hi Matt, I have anxiety." And he's like, "Okay."
It's not that far off. It usually comes up
Right.
somehow. Every time. Like I said, I have this terrible thing. I can't do small talk. So it's like, I mean, I can, but like, I'm not good at it. And so suddenly I'm just telling people my deepest, darkest fears in life.
Right.
It's just like, um, but you know, I talk a lot and I just like to be very transparent about who I am and when I can be. So being able to like have a platform to be able to talk about that and make a difference in that sense like and create a space where I could like um help
Mhm.
others in any sense because like I don't know I think I can give good advice sometimes.
I think yeah.
I remember one I remember one time though I was just like life sucks or
Oh my
something.
gosh, you did say that the other night, but that's because newer viewers come in and they like we've talked about this before, but they just come in and trauma dump, and I mean,
Yeah.
I still have people like that are older viewers that try and come in and trauma dump, and I'm just like, bruh, because like we are mental health streamers and we're okay with people coming in and talking about issues and stuff like that, but some days I just feel like some people try to overdo it, right? And then newer viewers, they're like, if this is a mental health stream, I can just come in and go, my dog died and my grandma's on fire, like. It's like, well, life's rough, man. What are you
But
gonna do? I don't.
maybe you should put your grandma
Yeah,
out.
go pee on your grandma. I mean,
um
excuse me.
Take that out of context, clip it
No,
and ship
don't.
it.
We're not streaming.
I'm hitting the um but I forgot. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's why I see streaming as a way for me to just kind of give back and like raising money for charity is like amazing that I'm able to do that with my
For
platform
sure.
and obviously I don't do it too much. I think like doing too much is just asking too much of your community. Um personally. At least with the size that I have.
Mhm.
Um and so maybe like once a year is good, twice a year at most. Um but yeah, so I mean, that's why I like streaming, and I've also realized that I've always been like kind of like a performer type of person. I used to want to be an actress, and I've always liked to make people laugh and to entertain
Mhm.
people, and so it's kind of like a way for me to pursue that side of me, and yeah, I'm just that's why I really enjoy it, and so to be able to like make money off of something that I really enjoy and like fits nicely into who I am as a person, like in so many aspects, it's great, but it's just like the like you're getting money from real people that you're talking to which I mean, I guess that's how any business is, right? Like you open up a restaurant, you're gonna get to know your clientele. It's different, but it's not like these are invisible people um, that are just giving you
Right.
money.
Yeah.
But
These are like
but
even somebody. I think there are bigger streamers out there still that think each person that gives them money or gives them subs or gives them bits.
yeah,
And a good example of that is like YouTubers have these like days where they spend just thanking everybody for super chats and stuff like that. And I think it's important to be able to acknowledge that and remember where your roots are, right? Um,
mhm,
versus like just forever sitting on something and going, yeah, I deserve this kind of thing. And I mean, to a certain point, you can feel that way, I guess, if you ever want to feel that way. But I think personally, it's important to remember that each dollar given to you is somebody, giving you money.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times it's your friends,
Hmm.
like we give each other money,
Yeah. Keep
and
tier threeing, and I want to change it, but I just like Jesse Gasm, so I mean, that
um,
thing where it's like I don't know which one to do. So
yeah, it's just like this weird mental thing, at least for me. Like I had that day where I got like 350 subs in one day, and I literally had an anxiety,
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
and I couldn't like for days after, like I just couldn't like reconcile that people had given me that much money. And it wasn't just one person was the most, but like it wasn't just exactly one person, but it was basically majority. It was like two
Right.
people basically. But it was just like I just didn't feel like I could ever deserve
Mhm.
that, you know? And um I was just like, if I ever do get like big, because there's people who make this all the time, like I don't know how I could mentally deal with that because it's so weird. Like I guess because I think it's my relationship with money that's so weird to me because it's like money is just so. I've always just had a weird relationship with it, and it sucks because I need it, so I need to be more.
Right. Well, we live in
I need to
a.
care about it more than I do.
I think we both
Probably
have the like
we live in
similar
a
stance.
world that
Yeah.
runs at
We're
yeah, and
capitalists. We're not
so
capitalists in a
yeah,
capitalistic world, right?
yeah, exactly.
Um.
And so to me, I'm just like, it's like I'm like, it's almost like I'm two different people.
Mhm.
There's the part of me that's just like, don't give me your money. Like, I'm just having fun. Like, who cares? Then there's part of me that's like, I need money
Yeah.
to survive. So give me your money.
Like.
so, so, so trying to like marry those two parts of myself. And if I do want to make this career, I do have to do that,
I mean,
if I want this to be a
you're doing the
job.
whole. I'm doing it a lot more in depth and trying harder at it. I guess I should say. I don't know if you feel that way, but like I'm doing my monthly things where I do random shit, and we have the monthly goal, sub goal, and stuff like that. Um, and so like coming up with concepts that I feel like rewards people for giving me money. I know,
Yeah.
and I feel so disingenuous when I do that because
Hmm.
I feel like if I don't want people to throw money at me because they want to, they want to reach goals. I want people to do that because they feel like it. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, I need money, so I either need to figure out how to reward
Yeah.
people for giving me money, or I have to figure out how to get over whatever this, this feeling I have of asking for money. So um,
Yeah.
when it comes to that, because you have something similar, but yours is more of a long term thing.
Well, I do daily goals, and then I also started the hype train
Hmm.
goals thing. Um, for me, like the reason why I did, I mean, obviously there's part of it, it's incentivizes people, but at the time it's like when people do give me money, I kind of like getting something in return.
Hmm.
But then I get told by people who are like, you already give something, like you don't need to give more. You're already giving us, your time and your streaming and the entertainment, so like you don't even need to give more. But I also think it's fun too to hit goals and to do
Hmm.
things. But it's like the machine I made, I fucking love that machine. I thought I would get sick of it. I'm not sick of it. Every time it runs, I just get so excited. Uh, um, but um, but every time I chill, it's like I'm cringing so much. Like I want to puke in my mouth listening to myself being like, "You guys, we still need 3 more subs." But I'm like, I feel like
Right.
it's those two parts of myself that are fighting, that are like, so
I can do it
but
like a
it's like
couple
for me,
times where I'll be like,
uh
guys, like we're close to our goal, blah blah. But if I say it like within an hour, my brain goes, "You're saying it too much. Shut up. Don't ever say it again."
yeah. But then I also feel like, in your stream you're trying to think of things to say, and it's just like, oh, I guess I can say
Yeah, it's kind of
this.
like your what's the word? Like your
um
fallback.
hmm but right now, like if I keep performing the way I'm performing, I could like, and I'm smart with my money, which I'm not being smart with money, but I'm trying my
Right.
best. Like paying off debts and stuff like that, saving. I could possibly like look at like moving my hours at work to part time next year. So there's a part of me that is trying to maintain, to like really look at this as a
Hmm.
career because I love it. And my friends even who have known me for like 8 years are like, I can tell you love this. Like, that this is, like, they're like, I'm so happy you found something that you're passionate about. And it just reaffirms me too. And,
There's that love that you put
so,
into it that's just so, like,
yeah. Like,
real.
to find something
Yeah.
that you, like, love. Like, I've worked so many jobs, and, like, I work jobs that I hate, and they just pay my bills, they give me benefits, and they're soul-sucking in a sense, and, just to be able to find something that, like, I don't like, that's why it's weird having money too, because you're just, like, you're so used to money being, like, a doing something that you hate and you get paid for
True,
it.
yeah.
That's like my whole relationship with jobs, right? Or not always hate, but still, like, you're having to work, you're having to do things that you don't always want to do. Like, when I used to work in restaurants, I'm having to clean gross things,
Right.
just deal with asshole customers, that kind of stuff. But it's like, this is something that, like, I genuinely don't feel like it's work. Like, yes, it's tiring and mentally taxing,
Exhausting, yeah.
and I do so much, but I wouldn't like, it doesn't feel like a burden. Do you know what I mean? It feels
It's the
like
best experience I've ever had when it comes to, like,
yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. I love sitting in front of a computer and talking to people, and, like, even posting on
Mhm.
Twitter or, like, our YouTube stuff recently, watching things and looking at all the content and being able to say, like, that's my brand, that's who I am, and, like, you don't make a lot of money off of it, but um, I I sit here and I can cry some days. I cry some days. I should say, where it's just like, how the fuck am I doing this? And, like, I don't know how I've become so lucky to have the consistent growth that I have. And then, like, I look at other streamers and I think that's what brings me back down to earth. And this is a whole different subject, but, like, I just feel like I'd never do enough. So that's where the monetary thing comes in, because I think that's just a whole another number thing that messes with my head, right? Because then, yeah, it's exactly what, like you say, like, it's a dream. I literally feel like I'm dream walking for the past 2 years, where I'm gonna wake up
Yeah.
from it and be like, "Yep, I've never actually streamed. I don't know who I am," and
But then when I got into it, I never saw it as a job. Like, I never saw it as being a
Mhm.
possible, like, career. I just thought that was impossible. And I think I went into it with that mindset of just like, this is just like for fun. And that's good. But then, like, being like, oh wait, you know what I mean? Like, I love this. Like, and I could possibly make it that into
Mhm.
that if I wanted to. And it's just like this double take, like this double-edged
Yeah.
sword, where it's just like swords. It's like, okay, like, yes, I love this, but then it's like, once you put all that pressure of this being like your only source of income, you take the fun away out of it. So for me, I don't think I'd ever not have a job on top of streaming
Mhm.
ever, because unless I was like Filza, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, unless it was like you're making enough money that even if this crashes and burns,
You're still good for a
you
few
could save
years.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have like a good safety net because you made enough, that kind of thing. But if I'm only making like, a little bit more than I would make at a job, like, that's just not enough to me,
Yeah.
because you never know what could happen. Or you have a bad month and you just can't pay your bills. Like, no, I can't do
Yeah.
that. So,
I'm about to start, like,
so,
looking job hunting myself,
mhm,
because I'm finishing
mhm,
college within the next
yeah, it makes sense being in school. It makes a lot of
yeah.
sense because, when I was in school, I just worked part time, like, random jobs. So this would have been way
Yeah.
more
And I
fun.
get paid for school, so it's also even better, because
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
if you guys are
it makes
curious,
sense.
I'm a veteran, so I get paid for it rather than having to pay for it. I get paid for housing. So,
Mhm,
just to make
yeah.
it clear, I don't live in some country that's willing to pay you. That'd be the country I would move to in a heartbeat.
Jeez, there are countries, I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure.
think so.
Um, but yeah, so I don't know. It's just something that I think about a lot, and then and I don't want to put that pressure. I think I was kind of like starting to, and then I'm like, okay, like, this isn't a for sure thing. Like, if this works out, it works out, but you never know.
Mhm.
Things could change, and just try to enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're, like, taking breaks and focusing on life is actually very good, because that way you don't feel like you have to constantly
And it
stream.
gives you things to talk about, because when you only stream, you don't have things to
Oh my
tell.
gosh,
You're
yeah.
like, well, you were here every day, so
I mean, I
um
stream 6 hours a day, so, like, I've run out of material quick because I'll talk about Amelia and I'll
Mm-hmm.
talk about like Brittany and stuff that happened during the day, and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, now I could talk
Mm-hmm.
about the game, or I could just chill, or talk about bullshit.
Yeah, and that's okay. It's fine, but it is kind of fun when you
Yeah,
do
when you get
things
new
and you're like,
things to
oh
talk
wait,
about, yeah.
I have things to talk about. I have stories to tell.
As long as that's not what you're
It's
thinking
creating
first.
content off content. No, no, no.
First thing,
I just think about it later. I'm like,
you're like,
no. When I'm with my friends, I'm like, I'm farming content for
right.
stream.
Hey, if I set my clothes
So
on fire outside this museum, that'd be great content.
that'd be a really good
I
story
don't
to
know why I'm in
tell.
such a pyro mood today, but you know what? That's it is what it is.
Okay, my friend and I want to get matching tattoos of a house on fire for the Talking Heads. Burning
Oh,
down the
okay.
house because we love the Talking Heads. But now I'm like, oh god, I'm like, she's laughing because she's like, what if we're like near a crime, an arson, and they're looking at suspects, and we have arson
I
tattoos,
think when
and like she just thinks that's so
yeah,
funny.
when I think of that specific scenario, I think of the girl that's like seeing a house on fire and she's looking back at the camera like smiling.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's pretty much your
But then
energy in a nutshell too. So
yeah. But now I'm like, if I have that tattoo, it's literally gonna be like arson gang. I got an arson gang tattoo, but I can't tell
I know,
Lala.
right?
You can never know.
I really want to go to was it
TwitchCon.
TwitchCon, and like Tanisha was talking about it on stream and she asked me, and I'm like, I really want to go. It's so exciting to be able to like see you guys.
We talked about it a
Oh,
lot. We
sponsorships?
probably could talk more though.
Do you want to touch that?
Yeah, we kind of talked about it in the beginning a little bit when we talked about how like it's not the best for Twitch. I think you have to get pretty big, I feel like, to really start getting them, but you can,
I think we should talk
you
about our
know. I
experiences too, though, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Um,
I mean, I haven't had like a lot. Um I turn down most offers. But they're not like actual brands. They're just like, playing my Minecraft
right.
server or, like I've there's so many like new websites that are popping up in like companies in conjunction to streaming. Like there was that one that was like um people pay you to game with you. So like people would like pay for private gaming
Oh yeah, yeah.
sessions with me. There was one that was like some kind of site where you teach, like you give lessons about like content creation and people pay you, like, you know what I mean, like just so many
So
like
many different things out there.
people
Yeah.
are trying to jump on this live streaming train. So that's the more the offers that I get. The only one that I got like a legit brand was the Udi, which I'm still technically like in talks with them, but I think they know I live in a hot climate, so I think that during the summer they're not going to let me do it because and the emails will be like, "Is it really hot? Like, is the weather okay?" Like, they're very explicit on making sure that because it's not a good way to promote your brand if I'm like wearing it dying.
Right.
So
Yeah. I loved the Udi. Like, speaking of them specifically, they were very like nice. And then I have one that I'm gonna be.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say who it is yet because I don't want to name drop in case like I don't like it and I don't want them to be insulted, or I
mm,
don't want to, you know.
yeah, you're just gonna keep it.
Yeah. And like if the people that I've communicated with and chatted with and like talked to, they've always been so like kind in the professional aspects that I think a lot of them don't look at it as monetary, right? They look at it more of an aspect of like trying to create a brand deal and attach to people and stuff like that. But then there's the big ones, like I've worked with Raid Shadow Legends, which is pretty much just you stream this, you get people to play the game, and that's it. And so it's such a weird like, you have it's a coin flip, right? You have each side of the coin where you don't know what you're dealing. Well, you know what you're dealing with because depending on how big they are, but I don't know. My point is, at the end of the day, like sponsorships are so hard to deal with. I feel like they're pain. I'd rather deal with my viewers, but I think sponsorships are a huge deal for streaming, that they're a necessary evil for us, right? Just like ads and stuff.
yeah. It's like a better way to make money and not have to like ask for it from your community.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're a big deal. But at the same time, I don't want people to come to my stream and all I'm talking about is how good my Ducky keyboard is or something, you know?
It's all just like a fine line, you know, where do you so it's like, do you shill for them? Do you shill for yourself? Do you know, and it's just it's like I wish I lived in a world where I didn't have to shill.
Right.
I wish I lived in a world that I could just, you know, enjoy my life. And I wouldn't mind like putting all this time into streaming and not like being rich from it if like I was living comfortably, you know, for with by other means, you know.
Right. You don't want to have the pressure of, you know, streaming and needing money for it.
Mhm. Well, I guess what I mean is like people say that money motivates people, and that's I don't think that's true for everybody.
Hmm.
It motivates some people, but not everybody. Money does not motivate me, at all.
I think it
And
motivates me in a negative sense, if that makes sense. It's like sits there and stresses me out rather than has me going, I need to make more money. It more goes, I need to make more money. What am I doing with my life? I need to stop doing this. I need to chill out harder, blah blah blah. And it's just like
mhm,
why stress out about that when you know you I feel like when you spend that money and freak out, or not spend the money, when you ask for money and freak out and stuff like that, it makes the vibe a lot harder for yourself too, because then all of a sudden
mhm,
you're sitting there going, "This isn't how I want my streams to be," and that's a big part of
mhm,
like how I've treated money versus not money. Right? Is like, how do I want my streams to be? And there are things where I'm just
yeah,
like, "Oh yeah, I don't mind being tortured on stream." That's why my incentives are, you know, more so benefiting
mhm.
people than not. But then there's the whole aspect of, uh, do you think, well, I don't think it matters to the viewers. If the viewers love you and they enjoy your content, they're gonna go with you as long as you're not like full on pretty much changing your attitude, right?
And I think some people like want to see us succeed, obviously, and so it's exciting for them when you do get any kind of like brand deals or any kind of you know what I
Hmm.
mean.
Hmm.
There's people who really care and like we build a community of people who care for each other. You know, they're there to support you. Um, and no matter what, basically, as long as you're not losing who you are and changing who you are.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, 100%. I think, yeah, it's all about, well, for us specifically, right? I guess we should
Mhm.
specify that is staying real to ourselves, as long as we're not changing who we are.
Mhm. And you can laugh about yourself because like I'll ask for like well not ask but like I'll talk about my goals or whatever, but then it's like I'm laughing at myself like I'm open that like I'll be honest with you like yes I'm saying oh I need 5 more subs or this but it's like and then I'm like I'm gonna say it again let me do my shilling you know like being honest like don't you know like being who I am and acknowledging that I might sound silly or that I might be sounding like a sales lady
Right.
but you know it's just what I'm gonna do so
It's all about having
it's
fun, right?
what I gotta do. Yeah, exactly. And you can laugh at yourself.
Um, yeah, especially because of
Um,
how silly we are, in a sense of like,
mm,
I'm ridiculous. I'm asking you guys for money and doing stupid stuff. I mean, but then there's the whole like, I think there's a point for me too where I couldn't do something like that. Like somebody asked me to pop a totem for like $100, and I was just like, well, like as silly as that shit would be, I feel like that's just straight up shilling, and it kind of hurts
yeah,
my sense of who I am in a sense.
yeah, yeah. I used to do that. Well, not really. Only to like for like one person.
Right? Yeah. No, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's
I
just
stopped
different for
doing
me,
that.
you know.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
And there were other examples I had
Mm,
I in mind, but they were all trolls
mhm.
for the most part. But
Yeah. For me, it was just like I think when I didn't take it as seriously, like my hardcore world, and now I'm like no, like. Although I was gonna say like my stats are serious, my stats aren't serious. They've gotten lost 2 times.
hmm,
My stats are freaking not even right, but whatever.
they're as serious as
But
they can be,
yeah, I've tried. I've tried.
right?
I've actually thought about just not even adding the 50 because I know I'm 50 short, but I'm getting such high numbers. It's just like 50 hours, whatever.
Hmm.
Like I don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna go by what it says. It sucks, but I'm tired of doing like the calculations and then having to explain myself every time and being like, oh yeah, so you know, I'm just
You could go the
I'll
other way
just lose
around and
it.
just say 50 hours plus, like, you know, and you don't have to explain yourself.
Hmm.
And you
No,
have hours
yeah.
recorded, you know, on stream.
Hmm.
So,
Well, those VODs are lost. But yeah, they were all live. People have been
yeah,
there.
exactly.
But 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 yeah. I just mean like when I do, I'll like go and get my day hours and I'll times it and then I'll be like, okay, plus 50. But now I'm just not even gonna, like in my head, maybe I'll do it just to kind of think, but I'm not really gonna say anything. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too about it. Like, honestly, you put a lot of pressure on yourself too about the hours, right? Like, at the end of the day, you're gonna get back, or not get back, but you're gonna be able to work with it however you feel, and you survived however long.
Yeah.
Who cares if it's plus or minus 50?
I just I guess I just don't care anymore. It's like, when it's in the 1,000, over 1,000, it's just 50 just seems like not that.
I don't even know how many hours I am right now. I stopped caring after 500. I was like, I did it. And now I'm just like, well, I'm still alive.
I'm at like 1,100 or something like that, but I think that's counting the 50.
Right.
But yeah.
No. I think we touched everything. I mean, I would love to keep talking about stuff because I think
we could talk forever, but I haven't eaten yet. I'm tired.
Go, yeah.
But I think I could literally talk a lot of this, but I also feel like we're gonna get into the point where we're just rambling, like we already are.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think we hit like the
critical mass, right? That's
that I wanted to talk about, the big points, if it made any sense to anybody.
Thank you for listening to our rambling podcast.
I guess like a good question would be maybe like, do people see streaming like as a real job? Like, could you see it being like a real job?
Like, other than the big content creators, right? Like, forget everybody that's probably 1,000 plus viewers.
Forget everyone that exists.
Yeah. Like, could you guys see without YouTube, without all of that stuff? Do you think streaming on? Well, okay, without YouTube videos, so just streaming, no other income. Do you guys think that could be a job, right? So, I think I'm pulling a Jesse and overcomplicating it.
Or just, I guess, it could be just a general, just like, how do you feel about streaming as a job, or I want people's opinions, like how you see it, because you heard what we think, and kind of very complicated thoughts, but I'm just curious what other people think about it. If you think it's just a hobby, and it just should be just for fun, or if you think like it has enough value in it that it could be, a career.
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird to think, but people play pretend on a stage for a career. They literally just go and play pretend. And I used to do that as a kid.
Who made that popular? Like, was it Shakespeare and stuff like that, or was it somebody before that? Like,
I feel like it's probably been a thing forever, like from the dawn of time. Like people would tell stories. I think it started from like storytellers, like cave people telling stories and then like acting out the stories, and that's probably where it started. It's probably always been, but yeah, a popular like.
Oh, apparently it was like Thespis. Thespis was like one of the first.
Thespian, yeah, in Greek. It was Greek.
The Greek.
Yeah. Now
I forget the Greek showmanship with the whole mythological like aspect of it,
and the tragedy and the comedy, and
that's fair. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot about that, but like that's how my brain goes. It's like it's not wired to remember stuff like that.
It's okay. You went to Shakespeare. I went to cave people.
We meet in the middle, right?
We met in the middle. Yeah, we met in the middle.
I'm only like 1,200 plus. You're like how far BC is that?
Well, I'm gonna look. Is this even part of the podcast anymore?
I don't know. I mean, might as well, right?
I actually think this kind of stuff is funny. When we're cave persons alive. Google like that.
Okay, your grandma. I was the grandma. Oh, roughly 2.5 million. Yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
That was like the other day with my friends. I was going, we got to get on the Googles. We got to get on the Googles. And Greg was like, stop saying that. And I was like, we got to get on that Googles. YouTube's. I said YouTube's. I was going to
hit that YouTube's up.
Don't call it that.
For the question, I already forgot it. How do you guys feel about streaming as a career?
What do you think about life?
How is life? How are you doing today?
Would you rather be a cave person?
Would you rather be a caveman, a thespian, or Shakespeare? Boom.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Answer both questions.
That's my question of the day today.
That should be. That would confuse the shit.
Okay. Well, this has been fun.
Yes, it was a blast.
this has been the Cheating Geeks podcast.
Thank you so much for listening. Y'all are beautiful people.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.